Okay, I'm back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Now, all weekend long on the morning shows, it was Russia hacking. It's a crisis. I'm concerned about all the help they feel they need. They always need to protect us. And anytime the government starts protecting me, outside of from an attack, a real attack, I get concerned because I've seen what happened, what has taken place as far as my freedom is concerned. So James Clapper, this is from 2014, March 11, 2014. Put that picture up. James Clapper is still lying to us. He said, this is James Clapper, okay? All right? This is from 2014. It was an exchange made famous not because of what was said at the time, but because of what Americans discovered later. At the tail end of a rare open session of the Senate Intelligence Committee, remember, Santilli said the the Intelligence Committee, or the intelligence that was gathered, that may have been politically motivated also, okay? Just saying, at the tail end of a rare open session of the Senate Intelligence Committee on March 12, 2013, Senator Ron Wyden, Democrat from Oregon, asked National Intelligence Director James Clapper whether intelligence officials collect data on Americans. Now, if they collect data on Americans, like, collecting data on the DNC, Clapper responded, no, sir, not wittingly. No, sir. In the following months, a series of news stories fueled by leaks from former National Security Agency contractor Edward Snowden. Now, if you don't know who Edward Snowden is, Katie Sassine will start today in her whistleblower series concerning Edward Snowden, so you're going to want to stay around after 10. National Security Agents contractor Edward Snowden revealed that wasn't the case. Reports showed the government was collecting and storing bulk metadata of American phone records and had methods of capturing a vast amount of email and internet data as well. A year later, Clapper's testimony represents one of the great and unfortunate holes in a timely fact-checking. The challenge is discerning whether those with privileged information, particularly on matters of national security, are speaking truthfully in public is difficult, if not impossible task. But the aftermath of Snowden's leak and ongoing conversation on balancing privacy and security, we wanted to review exactly what transpired a year ago in the hindsight history that was provided. Okay, now, Clapper lied in that hearing. Okay, Clapper lied. Now, I'm just saying the National, Intelligence Director, James Clapper, did lie. Okay? He did. Now, I don't know if he says there's comments that say, hey, that was the closest he could go to telling the truth because of the fact of the sensitivity of the information being asked. Okay? Brennan, let's put Brennan back up. John Brennan. I should have a picture of John Brennan. I know I sent you a whole lot of stuff, Cole. There you go. Great job, Cole. Okay, this is from Chicago Tribune, and this is from the Chicago Tribune, August 7th, 2014. The intelligent community keeps lying. Okay? I just picked a couple of these out because it's interesting. Here's what's interesting to me is how PolitiFact and Chicago Tribune and these media outlets could discuss how they are lying to us 2 years ago, 3 years ago, but right now they have such impeccable character. There's no way the intelligence community is coming to you and I, the American people, and lying. I mean, they are telling just straight up, straight as an arrow truth. I mean, you got you got Cheese Pizza Podesta, you got purple-haired Donna Brazile, you got Hillary Clinton. The whole list goes on of this cast of criminals. They're criminals. They are criminals. That Brennan and these people are just the most honest people in the world. The Russians did it. The intel has there's strong evidence, okay? Strong evidence. The intelligence community keeps lying. This is just an article from January 9, 2017. A diplomat was once defined as someone whose job is to lie for his country. For his country. That's apparently what makes diplomats different from intelligence officers whose function is to lie. It is to lie to their country. Who else can you explain? How else can you explain why CIA Director John Brennan still has a job? Or how Director of Intelligence James Clapper remains on the federal payroll? Or why Keith Alexander stepped down as head of National Security Agency only when he was good and ready? Each of them lied flagrantly to the American people about vital matters of public concern. None paid a price. The latest example erupted last week when CIA Inspector General confirmed that the agency had hacked, listen to this, that the agency had hacked. We don't talk about these stories because there's absolutely no way in the world that anything they have in the intelligence community right now, okay, could be wrong. Could be. The latest example erupted last week when the CIA's Inspector General confirmed that the agency had hacked into Senate Intelligence Committee computers and read emails sent by staffers. The investigation came after U.S. Senator Dianne Feinstein, Democrat of California, revealed charging the CIA had violated federal law and the Constitution. At the time, Brennan rejected Feinstein's accusation, insisting that nothing could be further from the truth. Places far from the truth are his native land. Only after the Inspector General delivered his report was Brennan forced to admit he was wrong about Feinstein's complaint without revealing whether the falsehood was the result of dishonesty or ignorance. Yet, and we'll leave it here, yet President Barack Obama shrugged it off. I have full confidence in John Brennan, he said, raising the question of what the CIA director would have to do to forfeit his trust. What would he have to do? So it goes on here, but he's got full confidence. Obama just shrugged it off, okay? The list goes on and on what these people kept doing. Now, July 13th, 2016, China hacked the FDIC and U.S. officials covered it up, reports say. This is from CNN. Interesting. China spies hacked into computers at the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation from 2010 until 2013. The American government officials tried to cover it up, according to a congressional report. The House of Representatives Science, Space, and Technology Committee released its investigation report on Wednesday. It presents the FDIC's bank regulators as technologically inept and deceitful. According to congressional investigators, the Chinese government hacked into 12 computers and 10 backroom servers. Folks, backroom servers, all right? Backroom servers at the FDIC, including the incredibly sensitive personnel computers of the agency's top officials, the FDIC chairman, his chief of staff, and general counsel. When congressional investigators tried to review the FDIC's cybersecurity policy, the agency hid the hack, according to the report. Investigators cited several insiders who knew about how the agency responded. For example, one of the FDIC's top lawyers told employees not to discuss the hacks via email so the emails wouldn't become official government record. We're going to stop there because this happens to be, what does it happen to be? It happens to be the administration, right, with absolutely no scandals. 8 years, not a scandal one. When I come back, we'll talk about more of the hacking. And could it just be possible that the Russian intelligence report, we got this one correct? Could it be? I mean, for Andrea Mitchell's sake, for Chuck Todd. I mean, this is a guy, Putin, who kills journalists, period. Oh, by the way, before we go, you know, I always like to see what in the world would this administration do. What's his name has died. The former president of Iran, what is his name? It's influential former Iranian leader, Rafsanjani, dead at 82. This is him, right? Now this is how he's being told. Influential former Iranian leader, Rafsanjani, dead at 82. I've yet to meet an Iranian leader. Well, I never have met an Iranian leader. I've yet to know of, hear of, or see an Iranian leader that I wanted to use the word influential former 82. I wonder if we're sending somebody, you know, to the funeral. I wonder if John Kerry's going. I mean, he's up at MIT giving a global warming speech, right, today. Shouldn't he just leave, jump on a plane, get over? I mean, we cut the big deal with Iran. I mean, just because their boats keep surrounding us and we have to fire warning shots, we got the big deal over there. We did the money drop, you know, the scandal-free administration. We dropped the billions, hundreds of billions of dollars, I guess. We dropped there on a pallet. I mean, aren't we sending anybody? I mean, we sent somebody to Castro's, right? Didn't we send somebody to Castro's? I mean, my God, with that new relationship we have with the Iranians, I mean, they're not the Russians. I can understand if Vladimir died or somebody high-ranking in Russia, we wouldn't send anybody because of the email hacking from the DNC. But the Iranians, God knows we need to send somebody. I'm your host, BKP. We'll be right back with more on these pesky damn Russians. Take us to break, Cole.